Good afternoon, beekeepers. It's June the 22nd, and it's time to go out and look and see if we got any honey, because we should be pulling honey right now. So let's go look. All right, we're on the east side. We're going to take a look at these three hives that are not ready for supers yet, and then we're going to take a look at the one on the end that's got three supers. See if we got any honey this year. Alright, we got a bunch of cap brood. The frame that I took out of the top box is over here on the outside wall. We'll move this other frame a little closer to the center. Maybe they'll start drawing it out a little bit. And for now, I'm going to put Michael's drone frame on the outside. So we backed up one step on that one. Go back to the top. Go back between frames. It's okay. And build that right, so I'm going to put pin. No, potatoes. We're even a little later. The thing is, I put a lot of cap racks and brood right now. There's an entire deep frame of honey, but it's got brood right in the middle of it. That's alright, we don't harvest the supers. I mean the deep frames, because they're for the bees. Looks like this one's ready for a super. They got built out very well. We're still working on it. Lots of honey. We're building that wax real well. Some pollen in that one, some honey, and a bunch of larvae. And that's alright. The queen's been laying, there's some larvae that's left here for the gold. Next frame over is honey around the heads and larvae everywhere else. Beautiful pattern. And all the empty frames have honey cells. Yep, that's a complete frame of larvae and cat cells. Well, we built this one out. A lot of happy larvae pop out of the honey, and they're working on the other side. And the next three frames over. There it is. They're building out. They're building out. Working like girl. So we'll move this one over. It's very Dutch. And so we got. Yeah, we don't have enough for honey super. Because I'm having to build out frames, so I don't want to put any new frames in there. I want them to continue to build out the bird nest. And so that one's in good shape. Alright, we'll just keep it on. There's bees in the top, which is no problem. Now, here to the outside. See, we're building out. And another one outside. Keep it outside. But then bring the frame stand out here. I just want to go through these fast. Okay, nice frame. Pack with honey. So the other side. So we'll move this one to the outside on the first pack. We'll put the air frame right next to it. And on drone frames that they're building up. Right now I'm just going to leave that. It'll be okay. I'll put the air frame up against it, maybe it'll straighten it up. Alright, next frame over. They're building them out and building full of nectar as fast as they can. But they're building them out, so they must have a little bit of nectar flow anyway. Alright, solid frame of brood, surrounded by honey. On the other side, there's got larvae everywhere, and surrounded by captain. Just what you like to see. This hive is strong, maybe even stronger than that one. Too many I'm flying. Alright, all the bottom is full of brood, the top is nectar, the other side is solid sheet of honey. That's solid honey. It's heavy. Yeah. A little monkey comb on the bottom there. Solid sheet of cat honey. Take a comb right there off of it. That's a drone. It's solid frame honey. The other side's uncapped. That side capped. And another frame of honey. Yep, completely. Right, the last frame is Good honey on one side and almost on the other side. This side is in good enough shape. But I think we need to put a super on it. Now it's pretty late to be putting a super on. Especially since I got built out the wax. Actually, I think I'm going to wait. Alright, that one's going to stay on the outside. That one's going to stay out. I'm going to put this frame in there so they can finish building it out. So rather than putting a super on it, I'm going to give it another week to grow. If they have the rest of those frames built up, I'm going to put one on and then start to run out some honey frames. Alright, moving right along. They are working on the frames, but this box is basically empty. Put it on there thinking maybe they'd start building it out. Alright. Oh, I like the looks of this one. Bees everywhere. Alright, this is the outside frame. It is completely full of honey on both sides. Nothing shakes out of it. It's not capped yet, but that's okay. That one's capped. I just punctured the seal on that one a little bit. Let them have the honey back. Alright. Nice capped, mostly capped. Same on this side. Dark. Won't shake out. Next frame is completely capped. And the next frame is completely capped. It's looking good. The next frame is completely capped. So is the next one. So I got a box of honey. Yay! But this is mid-June, towards the end of June. Last year I pulled some honey in May, so even though this is good, production is quite low. Yep, that frame is partially capped, but it's completely full. And let's see what the last frame in this box has for us. It is mostly full, yeah, but it's a lot of nectar, and that means it's got too much moisture still in it to be able to harvest that frame. But well, we are looking really good on this box. Alright, I'm gonna have to stop and go get my frame stand and my expander. Alright, the second box. It's got a lot of nectar. Maybe it's just honey. It's just not capped off yet. But the frame is full and they're starting to cap it. One side's capped. Got bees on it. Completely capped. The other side's not, but it's mostly full and they are capping it. Alright, cap frame. Cap frame. As it should be, since this is not the top box. Now that one's not completely capped, but close. That one's not even completely built out. And there goes my hive tool. See? They've not built the whole frame out, but yet they've capped what honey they have in the middle. But that's okay. They're still building. That's the good thing. And this was a lot of brand new frames for them, so just want to see if this one's got brood on it. Alright, that one's completely built out. It's just not capped yet. So, let's move the fully capped ones over. And slide these that aren't quite done in between them. Yeah. This one I just need to turn around. So that'll help them. They'll build out that other frame, or those other frames, a little bit more, and I'll be able to harvest honey soon. Go ahead and start prepping my equipment since I know I will have honey to harvest now. Almost completely 2 boxes of honey that we'll be able to harvest soon. And since that one's full and this one's empty, we'll put this one on under that one. That way the bees got to walk through this one. And it'll get them to work on this frame. These frames a little bit more. If they're going to travel all the way up to the top, then they'll fill these out. Those full supers are heavy. Yeah, so I like to offset them so the air can go through them a little bit. And I'm going to put my beetle trap like in the top. And there we are, nice and fast. We've got 2 hives that have honey, 3 hives that are not going to have honey, but could possibly, so it's looking good. Let's try that again. Okay, here we are on the middle box. Number 6, if you remember. It's was a swarm that did extremely well. Built out lots of comb last year. Well, one of the first things it did this year was swarm. And I made 2 loops off of it. That's the 2 frames, 2 boxes from the east side that are not doing real well. So the queens that came out of those didn't do too good. There's a thing. It's open. So I got a couple of frames of honey deep frames too. And then the new frames that were put in there are completely empty. Another frame of honey. Pretty good. There's no brood in it. You can see all the empty cells. That's where they've been eating the honey. Okay, so this box has some honey in it, about every other frame. And no brood. Now I know they were doing an orientation flight when they came out here earlier. So I know there's some aging brood, but I don't know if there's any new brood. So I'm gonna have to go down a little further. This super's half full of honey, so it's gonna be kind of heavy. Now we have brood nest somewhere down in here. Well, there's quite a bit of honey down in here somewhere. Okay, they're building that wax. And we have a frame with a lot of pollen and just a little brood right in the middle. Next frame on both sides. Are a lot of brood. A lot of the cells in between are larvae and pollen. So there's one, they're pulling the larvae out. That means there's something wrong with that larva and they're pulling it out. Pull that larva out and throw it out on the front because they know it's diseased or covered with mites, and they're just taking it out of the hive. Hygienic behavior. circle where they've hatched out and it looks like they're cleaned up. Same on the other side. Quite a sheet there. Same on both sides. Got some cuts along the bottom that are empty. And we've got a bunch of brood that's fixing to hatch. Every one of these is the same. That one's got a bunch of new larvae around the outside edge. So that means queen's been there within 7 days. Oh yeah, bunch of 2 and 3 day old larvae on this one. Probably yeah, the other side's the same way. So I'm going to quit. I'm going to look at this drone frame, this pink frame real quick. But we've got a lot of new larvae, a lot of about to hatch out larvae. This girl bringing some pollen in. Just want to see what she's doing with this drone frame. I can tell what they're doing with that drone frame. This is solid honey. We're even capping this side. So yeah, they're laying up resources. They don't need any drones anymore. So they quit making drones and they're filling those with honey. Alright, so I'm going to take one of these, put it right there. Yeah, because that was the one with the brood on it. And then I'm going to put this other honey frame on the other outside edge. So this hive's good. This deep box, every other frame's got honey on it. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this super under it. And that will make them have to cross it to get to that other box, just like I did on the last one. Put this super underneath it, and it can get them to dry out, come, and maybe start putting some honey in, if we can get enough of a float. I'd like to see a lot more honey. But don't know. They look healthy. The pulling the drones out, or pulling the larvae out, means they have some Varroa hygiene traits, and that's good. You like hygienic behavior. It's going to do it for that one. Okay, here we are on this side. Let's see if we got some honey to go on this side. Well, they propolized that cover shut. No, there's not much going on up here. There's hardly a bee in this box. And we've got some capped, and the other side's capped, so that this side has no nectar in the empty frames. They're just dry. Next frame is the same way. Capped on one side, blank on the other. It's weird. There's a full frame capped honey. Alright, it's full of honey, and they are beginning to cap that one. There's two and two halves. They mostly capped. All the cells are full. This one's about half capped and a lot of empty frames. Okay, the frame on the end is empty. And it's actually got some capped honey. A few cells. And same there. They're putting nectar in that one. And the last frame is mostly full and some capped. So we've got 4 or 5 frames of honey on this one. Top box is empty. This one's got a little over half the box. Population is really low. So in the top brood box we have a bunch of new frames, and that's why there's not much honey in the top, because they're building a little wax. Yeah, looks like got 4 frames here. Yeah, there's some larvae in that one. So we got a good queen. This frame's doing good. go ahead and pull it and look at it real quick. And it's got nectar. And it's got larvae. So they're building now the brood chamber in the top box, or yeah, in the top deep. They just need to keep building. This hive is really small. Yeah, these are both empties. That's why there's no honey in the top. Population's small and they're still trying to build out their brood chamber. Oops, that was not good. A bunch of bees on the ground now. Alright, so I'm going to take the top box off. They don't need it. They need to build what they've got. They don't need this top box at all. So we'll put it back up. Let them continue to grow. This one's got a bunch of bees in the top. Like they have a bunch of honey too. No honey in this frame. That frame is built out. It still has a lot of empty cells. Look at all that. They got a bare spot down on the end, and they have capped honey in the middle. That side's doing good. Lots of signs that say they've been eating their own honey. We had such a long dry spell. That was quite heavy. Yeah, it's completely full, and it's partially capped. So that frame's good. This one's full. They're capping the outer edges. Working towards the center. Same on that one. Yeah, it's all pretty dry honey. Doesn't shake out. A little bit of honey in the middle, and it's capped. The other side looks good. And the last frame has a little, but it's not full. It's a good start. I'm not going to pull all the frames out of it. Just going to look on this end frame. Yeah, they built it real high. Got honey in the middle. Now look at that. The little square they're not building out. I'll turn it around. Just because I can. Alright, we got a lot of honey from wall to wall on that one. So that hive is doing good. And I have a couple of boxes on that one. Tempted to put another box on there. I think I'll wait. Give them a little more time because there are some empty frames in there. If I put another box on there, they might just go up and start trying to finish it out at the sacrifice of making honey. And we don't want that. We want honey. Yeah, there's 10 frames in here. I know they're not going to build it and put honey in it. So it's just trying to get them to build wax. Alright. So we have another super that is the same way. There's nothing in it. One frame that they're building out. We got it built out and they've got some nectar in it. And maybe the frame right next to it. Now this one has a queen excluder and only 9 frames. So just keep the queen from laying up here. And there's plenty of room for her to lay down on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and put this super on there, although they'll never do anything with it. If they build out any wax at all, then it'll be better, good for next year. But I doubt they'll do anything with it. So far, it looks like I have 2 hives with honey in it. Not seeing any bees in the top. Yeah, the top box looks pretty empty. Looks good. Feels good too. I don't see a lot of cappings, so but there could be a lot of nectar that's just not kept. That's an empty frame. It's an empty frame. It has wax built out. This was probably a super that I pulled from last year that had honey in it. Right. That one's got nectar in one side. Pretty empty on the other. Alright, now we got some honey in the next few frames. Mostly in the center. Yep, that one's capping, so move the camera. Got probably 3/4 of a frame of honey there. This one's full, and they're capping that one really well. There's a good frame of honey. Both sides are good. Next frame's good. Then we get down to the end. And they've propolised it so bad. There we go. It's and the next one over has one side that's got quite a bit. Alright, so I've got 4.5 frames of honey in this box. We'll kind of rotate these frames around a little bit. See if I can get some of these empties filled. Need to get my bait out here for my beetles. We've seen a couple of beetles in this box. Nothing to worry about, but if you don't stop them in the beginning, then they'll take over. They're good about that. Now we're going to take this box off and see what's in the next one. Alrighty, the last medium to look at today. And the outside frame is quite full. We're looking good on this one. All these frames are completely, if not completely capped, they're really close to being completely capped. Top is capped, the bottom's empty, is full. Both sides. So this box, all the way out to the edges, is good. So we just put it back together until I'm ready to harvest. So it's not going to be a bumper crop. But it looks like I've got around 6 boxes. And again, off of 3 hives that have produced honey this year, out of 9 this time. If this rain will bring us some wildflowers really quick, then we might be able to do some more. I'm actually going to take this box, this empty box, put it back on here. Just in case we get a little honey flow from this rain, and who knows. Okay, so that's it for today. Out of this side, there's definitely 2 frames, 2 boxes of honey, maybe 4. The number 6 has got at least 1 box of honey, and there's 2 more on the other side. So not real good, but I've got 9 beehives that are doing well. Some of them were brand new this year, so they're doing well for first year hives. But you know, I was kind of hoping for more honey, but everybody's kind of struggling this year for honey. So 5 or 6 boxes of honey will be a lot better than some people make. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit them comments. Let's hear from you. Thanks for watching.